Hey guys, this is Jeff from zentrader.ca with a market timing update. Today was an important day for my timing signals as my NASDAQ, which had already flipped to a bullish timing signal on Tuesday after the close, today saw the Dow and the TSX both confirm that, and they both have switched to a bullish bias. Now, none of them have issued a trade alert like a so right now, what has happened is, if you were, like, for example, for the Nasdaq, if you were short the Nasdaq ETF, that would be a time to cover and to get your long watch lists ready, because the markets could be setting up to make a run to the upside. Now, we did see, so we've got a couple things going on here. The Nasdaq flipped Tuesday, and then we saw a huge move. Well, we even saw a nice move yesterday in the Nasdaq. We saw a significant 1.6% gain on the Nasdaq today, and you got the Dow and the TSX both confirming the move. So it's pretty significant. Not only that, you've got a gap up. You got a massively bullish RSI on the 60-minute chart. Not only that, you've got a market which feels like it's really overbought. Let me go back to the 60-minute chart. I mean, you've got a classic V bottom right here. Well, it's not really a V bottom because it's not really, the markets really didn't sell off, but it's a V-shaped recovery on this correction. But if you look, and it's kind of hard because, let me see, kick this down to a 3-month view. Because there are a series of gaps here, so you have a market that capitulates here, and then it bounces. Gap, small correction, gap, small correction. Every correction, gap, correction. Every one of these gaps are showing that there's significant buying pressure, and any correction gets bought within a day or two. And then you've got what you've got here is a gap out of all of this consolidation. And so it looks like this is a market that is basically starting another leg up. Plus, you've got a market that feels overbought, but it's not. So it's going to trick a lot of people. This is a simple daily with a Keltner channel and the 4 and the 9 EMA. Generally, when the 4 goes outside the upper Keltner channel, it can be a sign that the markets are starting to get overheated, but they can stay up like this way for a while, as you saw here. We're not even above it. Now, this should most definitely go above it tomorrow, even if the markets are down slightly, just by the sheer momentum of this move. But like I said, this can consolidate sideways and for a while. So I just don't, I look at a market that is not really that overbought. The Dow, again, actually the Dow turned yesterday, my bad. But again, not this, or where's the so you've got the TSX, which confirmed today, but none of these have issued actual trade alerts. That's what I'll be looking for over the coming days, to see if we can get a trade alert to actually get long. Sometimes these moves are false moves, but it doesn't feel like this is going to be the case this time. What else did I want to show you? A new closing high. It's not a new high on the Dow, but this candle closed above these closes, which is significant in its own. Volume could be a little bit better, but I'm not too worried about that. At the start of these moves, it's more when a rally gets long in the tooth and then you start to see declining volume that I start to become more concerned about that. And then the last chart that I really wanted to show you was the Nasdaq McClellan oscillator. You can see this is a pretty high reading, and the last time over the last 8 months that it was that high was right here, and you saw that this was a market that rallied off the bottom here, paused for a little while, but then ultimately ran a lot higher. And I think that that's what we're going to see here. I mean, obviously, the earnings could, again, earnings are the big thing that could derail this rally. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what stocks show up on my momentum scans.